I'm Gary Vance. I'm a professional architect. I've been doing this for 46 years, and through that time have seen a lot of different generational changes, both technology and in people and in places. So I grew up in Elkhart, Indiana, which is in the northern part of the state, and we would take trips to Chicago, and we primarily would take those by train. And so through time, what I began to understand was a sense of place. I graduated in 1977 from the College of Architecture at Ball State. I think being a Midwest architecture school, we were trained to practice, as opposed to some schools are very theoretical. So through that process, form follows function. You add the artistic side to it, but it's a very pragmatic, practice-oriented kind of education. The architectural credo is to protect the health, safety, and welfare of the population. Getting well in a healthcare setting, being relaxed, being prepared for how you're going to be treated, all that is being in the right mindset. And the right mindset is very much interior architecture. It's more than functionality. It's wayfinding. It's taking them through that path. So one of the most important elements of being a healthcare architect, a healthcare professional, is collaboration. You work with 50, 75 team members on a large project, and it's so important to be a team player and to collaborate. It doesn't have to be your idea, it's our idea. And it's always wonderful when our idea is the client's idea. The whole industry is magical. So a bucket list project that I had in mind through my whole career was to write a children's book about architecture. I'm the youngest of 6 kids. I became an uncle at age 4. So my nieces and nephews, in essence, are family. And so we always had a lot of family around. I just always wanted to do that. First decade goes by, I don't do it. Second decade goes by, I don't do it. Third decade goes by, I don't do it. So finally, I actually leave a large firm and I work for myself. I'm a consultant. So I made it a project, and it became project number 001. And through that process, we began to nurture what that idea was. The one thing that helped nurture the idea was working with the College of Architecture at Ball State, was that discussion about we have a future issue of architects. There's not enough babies being born, people don't understand what they do, and we've got to begin being much more mindful of how we recruit and how we inform. And so that really began the whole notion of Kid Architect going different places. So we published 3 books. So the first Kid Architect book was Kid Architect Goes to Columbus, Indiana. Columbus is the 6th most important architectural city in the United States, according to the AIA. There are 92 buildings that are architecturally significant in Columbus. And so we picked 20 of them to do the first book. The next book was Kid Architect Goes to Indiana. In Indiana, the fourth grade throughout the whole state has a mandate to teach Indiana history. And so they teach the Daniel Boone piece of the history and all that, but then there are modules they want to do that talk about other elements of the history. And so many schools now use Kid Architect Goes to Indiana as an architectural design module, which is very good to introduce these young people to that. And so we did 20 buildings in public art around Indiana. The third book, we were working with our team about what our third book was going to be. Our family does a Zoom call about a week after the George Floyd tragedy that happened in Minneapolis. Our kids say, "Dad, we got to respond to that in some way." I said, "Yes, we do, but we're a white family of privilege. We really need to make sure that we're working with the representative team to get that done." So I happen to have a good contact with Moody Nolan Architects. They're based in Columbus, Ohio. They're the largest African-American owned and operated architectural firm in the country. 13 offices, 350 people. And so we featured their story and their work, and been very, very successful, very proud of that work. The advice I give to others in terms of students and young architects, they need to be resilient, resourceful, and responsive. Don't lose sight of the fun and the people connectivity aspect of it. It's a fun job, it's a fun career. Enjoy it.